Consciousness only does one thing. It perceives. And through perception and knowing the truth, it acts and takes form. As such, meditation is simply the act of perceiving, but not just any kind of perception. It is the perception with the consciousness fully activated, cognizant, and self-aware. If we want to overcome suffering, we need to perceive life objectively, beyond the filters of our conditioned, opinionated, subconscious mind, beyond the ego. So it's through this understanding that we break down the conditioning of the ego and thus heal from the limitations that were holding us back. When we practice pratyahara or shamatha, we are both training concentration and developing the ability to resist sensations. Pratyahara is the Hindu term. Shamatha is more or less the Buddhist equivalent. So to resist certain sensations in order to find relaxation and stability, these both external and internal sensations, hindrances. So this is the withdrawal from the senses. This first stage of meditation is the means to stabilize the body and mind so we can withdraw from the senses and all the impressions that we're being stimulated by, the physical sensations, emotions, thoughts, pictures, and memories, and so on. These should simply be observed and recognized with indifference. Conscious perception doesn't judge or label or compare or have any preference toward phenomena. Pure consciousness is always in a natural state of effortless meditation. So you don't have to exert force and fight with your emotions and thoughts in your practice. Now, there are two essential or fundamental types of meditation in all the schools, the Oriental schools. They really just come down to whether you're being exclusive in that meditation or all-inclusive, meditating on anything that comes your way. Among the many dozens of meditation exercises and techniques and names, there really are only these primary objectives or focuses. It's either a subject or serenity. So the student either has the choice to investigate a specific thing, a scenario or a subject, or to meditate in the present, to be serene, to surrender and receive whatever arises. In the later method of serenity, there is also more focus on experiencing deeper and deeper states of consciousness by continually cutting through illusory impressions. So the former method is analytical because the student has to analyze and learn about a specific subject. The later method is an all-inclusive or non-exclusive type of meditation. But in both types, all the various states of mind, such as vipassana, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi, can still be experienced. Although simple, non-exclusive meditation is the highest level meditation practice in Vajrayana Buddhism, because it demands a really great ability to self-remember. It's a tantric level practice. The traditional name for it is mahamudra. Maha means great and mudra means symbol or gesture. So the term commonly translates as great seal. Let's refer to a tree of life spheres, because these are very useful. In Kabbalah, the Jewish mysticism, we can more clearly see the obstacles that typically stop us. We have the physical world and body, symbolized by the sphere, Malkut. This means kingdom in Hebrew. And just above that sphere, there's Yesod, which means foundation. This is the etheric plane and the etheric or vital body. If our asana or our posture is good and we've been conserving our energy, then this won't be much of a problem, as we'll be sitting in a comfortable but attentive position. Make sure you don't eat too much right before attempting to meditate, otherwise you'll just be bloated and uncomfortable. And food is harder to digest when your body is drowsy or sleeping. Other physical sensations that potentially distract us include itches, muscle and joint pain, or ambient sounds coming from other rooms of the house or apartment. Now, the next sphere on the tree of life is Hod, which refers to our emotions. Hod is also known as the astral plane. It's the world of dreams. If our emotions are too strong, we're really craving something, or we're really thirsty, we're impatient, we're angry, we're anxious, and worrying about something, we can't meditate. The master Samael explained that anger has a great ability to disrupt the etheric body, this body that we have that supports the physical body. The ether is the fuel we use to perceive with intuition. So if we want to see into reality, we have to keep our mind serene and our emotions under control. Now, the next sphere is Netzach, and it's associated with the intellect, our thoughts and imagination. If our mind is wandering here and there with thoughts, if we're thinking and trying to problem solve, if we're trying to label and categorize things, we're not meditating. This is not what is meant by contemplation, or when one is a contemplative. When the term is mentioned in a meditation instruction, this is not contemplation. If you're an insomniac, you're familiar with that buzz of activity in your mind from all those ideas and fantasies that keep your brain alert. Thoughts keep our brainwaves vibrating at a high rate. So of course they're like feathers or thorns to even the lighter states of vipassana. And that's why we have trouble falling asleep. Drowsiness sleep is a result of brainwaves that have been slowed down from a relaxed body and inactive mind. So the only thing we need to keep active and alert during meditation is our perception and self-awareness. But these have little to do with our thoughts. Now let's get into how to actually meditate. Meditation happens as a result of following Ashtanga Yoga, the 8 factors of Ashtanga Yoga, or Royal Yoga, explained in the previous lesson. We can start with the third aspect or step, asana, and then as an optional preliminary exercise, perform pranayama for 5 to 10 minutes or longer so that we've gathered vital energy and relaxed more deeply. It's recommended in schools to practice pranayama breathing exercises daily. I recommend starting with at least 10 minutes because this is very helpful at fueling up for the day, or fueling up before bed, or before meditation. So once we've found a relaxed posture and we've established pratyahara or shamatha, this calm abiding, and concentration, we can begin the meditation. If you've chosen analytical meditation, then let yourself become drowsy, close or lower your eyelids, and place your concentration on the subject or problem in your mind. If you've chosen non-exclusive meditation, mahamudra, then do the same thing. But instead of specifying the subject and focusing on that, just become fully aware of the present. You can focus on a visual. You can look at something or focus on something in your mind with your imagination, just as a focal point so that your mind doesn't wander as an anchor. But you'll be open to receiving other things in this process. So as with any exercise, maintain mindfulness, so that's self-awareness. Don't forget that you're the one doing this. You're not just going through the motions automatically, forgetting that you exist. You are part of this process. So you can let the mind wander to its own accord. It will show you different things, memories, and so forth. You just have to stay with it and be aware that this is happening. You don't want to get caught up in the visuals or the impressions. Now, what about mindfulness and concentration in the daily routine? This is important. The ability to maintain mindfulness or self-awareness and to hold a single point of concentration as well, right? Concentration and awareness together, that's mindfulness. For as long as we want, this is necessary for effective meditation. Without these preliminary skills, the practice will be inefficient and very time-consuming. It'll just be full of struggle and distractions and irregular shifts between alertness and useless dreaming. You'll sit there for an hour just trying to get yourself comfortable and drowsy, and then you'll become impatient at that point, because sitting for a while gets kind of uncomfortable. You get restless. Your thoughts will keep you distracted and awake. And then when you finally do shift into a hypnagogic state, you'll be so sleepy that your concentration will weaken and drift away. Your focus will drift away from what you are focusing on, your inquiry, and you'll just start dreaming automatically.